Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto than this one right here. And by the way, we haven't stopped one single bit since the market has been down. We're here for you every single day, coming to you live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Monday, April the 11th. It's 71 degrees, a chilly 71 degrees in here in the BitBoy Crypto studio, which I can dig it. I can dig it. Yep. Guys, the market, am I right? You know, like what in the world is going on with Bitcoin? I know that's why you guys are watching today. You're wanting to find out exactly where we think things are going and what is happening with the markets. And Frankie Candles has got some really interesting stuff to talk to you guys about. And you may not like it. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Glad we got the green on behind us, so people are thinking green because it may be thinking red soon.
I was actually just in the middle of adjusting that. So,
the color?
Yeah, I'll leave it green though.
Yeah, just leave it green. Just leave it green for fun. For fun. We got back from Miami. I came back from Miami on Friday because we had a little ball tournament on Saturday, and I am happy to report that you can see here we did win the championship again. That's right. Well, what happened there?
Do you
close it out? Yeah,
maybe make sure the
it says 0 FPS. You just close it out and reopen it.
Yeah.
That usually works. But I am happy to report we did win our ball tournament. One of the coaches from the other team came up to me before the game and said he watches my channel, and which really meant that I had to be really careful with my yelling. Really careful with what I was saying. So there we go. There's our championship. There we go. I'm over here. We have 4 back-to-back championships. We bumped it up to a higher level of competition in this tournament. We still won. So what can you do when your kid's so great? It's not my fault. Guys, let's go ahead and get started. Well, you know what? Before we get started, Tia, what was your overall takeaway of our Miami trip?
Overall takeaway. I had a lot of fun. The whole trip was great. I will say my favorite part still probably always with crypto conferences is just seeing all the old friends, seeing Zombie, seeing Crypto Face, seeing Stash, Crow.
Crypto Crow, people we hadn't seen in a long time. I hadn't seen Crypto Crow in years in real life.
And the one person I did you run into Brecky at all?
I never saw Brecky. I was talking with Sarah from Melrose, who does our PR stuff, and she was actually, after she was with me, she was going to meet with him, and I was going with her, and then I got sidetracked and ended up having to go somewhere else. I really miss Brecky.
That was the one person I didn't get to see that I was really looking for. But other than that, I think it was so fascinating how much more mainstream it feels right now, right? Like I think they said last year there was a little over 2,000. This year there was like 25,000 people there. Like,
that's not right.
Somebody said that.
No, they're wrong. There were way more than 2,000.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
The size of the conference was so much greater. Seeing people like Tucker Carlson and Aaron Rodgers and Cynthia Lummis, it's getting the caliber of the speakers and the people that are just roaming around is getting bigger and bigger. That being said, still felt pretty much like a crypto conference when it came down to it. Like there really wasn't anything. No, I mean the Jack Mallers thing about the point of purchase systems, like that was interesting, but nothing kind of earth-shattering I felt like came out of it. What about you? Well,
I think the Bitcoin maximalists are grasping for straws. Like they're grasping for straws right now. I think that there were rumors of this big Apple partnership. Didn't happen. You got the biggest announcement coming from the conference. You got 3 cities that may be accepting Bitcoin. Yeah. Two cities, maybe Mexico down the road. Then of course you have the Jack Mallers strike announcement. Which can we just remember? Like Strike is a centralized payments company. Can we just remember that it's not like a decentralized company? And for some reason, he is hailed as like the god of crypto. He looks like Yosemite Sam with the gigantic hat he wears. I don't know why he wears a hat this large. It really is insane to me. But this guy, he's out there pushing all these narratives, and look, I'm not saying he's doing bad stuff. Like, I don't think he's a bad person. I just think that this narrative that Bitcoin's going to ultimately defeat everything, which maybe 100 years from now, or maybe 50 years from now, that may be the case. But in the short term, that's not the case at all.
That's kind of what I was saying with these announcements. Is it you realize it's still a long path?
It's so far away.
It is. We're taking. Yeah. They're big steps, but they're baby steps in the long term. Like, it's going to take longer than we all think for us to see the type of adoption we all imagine every single day. And I think that was
somebody said he wears a big hat to fit his big ideas. That's pretty funny.
That is pretty good. He does have a lot of big ideas. I will say he's good inspiration. I do think he gets people excited, but it's a long road ahead. And getting all this adoption that they're talking about doesn't. Even with big tech innovations, you're not going to see it have that network effect immediately. It takes time.
No, and that's the thing is, like, we can talk critically about these issues, and we can talk critically about all this stuff, and we can come down to some understanding that this is a long ways away. My problem is the average person who is sitting in that crowd who is listening to him, they don't fully grasp what he's talking about. Like, they don't fully grasp that this is a step one. This is not the step. Like, the step is not all of a sudden now you can spend Bitcoin at a point of sale terminal.
Right.
Because guess what? You could do that with your Crypto.com card already. You can do that with your Coinbase card already. You can do that in a much faster way without taking more steps. It's just this stuff is all like pushed across. Like, this is now. Here we go. Everybody's gonna start spending their Bitcoin. And that's just not you don't want to spend your Bitcoin, guys.
Well,
nobody wants to spend their Bitcoin.
Yeah. And he even said that, like that he wouldn't want to spend the Bitcoin. But I think the main difference was, even with the crypto.com card, is obviously that's still over Visa or MasterCard's payment rail. Now there's at least an alternative option. Now,
but nobody cares.
Well, that's the part that takes a long time.
Nobody cares about that. Like, nobody is going to use the Bitcoin Lightning Network for the sake of using it instead of using Visa.
Well, people will use it because
there's 0.00001% maybe.
But it'll slowly happen because there's less fees. People don't like paying 3 to 5% of every transaction.
Well, no, the people don't pay it. That's the problem.
The merchant.
The people don't pay anything. It's the merchant.
That's what
this is the key point. This is the key point. It has to be on the merchants to motivate the users and the consumers. And this is all geared towards the wrong people. This is geared towards, like, what a great option for us. It's not a great option for us. It's a great option for McDonald's to be able to accept money in a way that saves them 3% on every transaction. But how are they going to motivate people to do it? The only way they're going to motivate people to use this is to completely take the option away to use the card network. And until that happens, we're not going to see this adoption. People are not on their own just going to decide, like, hey, this is like 2 or 3 extra steps rather than handing you my debit card. I'm going to hand you this card. I'm going to use this QR code on my phone instead. Maybe if you forget your card and you just have your phone on you, that may be a reason to do it. The motivation, this is what I've been saying all weekend. The motivation has to come on the retailer side. We need to be communicating with the companies that are going to be saving the money, because this is not saving you a single dime. It's not saving you anything. You're not saving money by using this network. And until that happens, and until these companies are willing to accept Bitcoin and realize it appreciates in value, it's not going to happen. We've talked about it a lot of times, like, a Starbucks board meeting. They're not going to walk in and be like, oh, hey, like, how much did you bring in last month? They're like, well, we brought in like, $200 million. We accepted it in Bitcoin, so now it's only worth $150 million. Like, that is the current situation that we're facing with the volatility of Bitcoin. So I don't even really know how you're going to convince retailers that this is what you have to do.
It's going to take a long time.
Now, you can offer something that somebody was talking about was that, well, you can motivate them. You can give them discounts. You can say, here's a discount for doing this, but how much of a discount can you give? You can only give them like a 2% discount and still be in profit. Yep. Who's excited about a 2% coupon on a diet soda? Oh, I saved 7 cents. Great. Most people are not going to want to do that.
I think the significance, it's not immediate, but it comes with the fact that there's now a choice. Just like when Bitcoin first came out, the impact wasn't necessarily immediate, but we had a choice now to buy Bitcoin instead of our local currency. Now merchants actually have an option outside of literally the only thing that had existed up until this point. So it's going to take a long time for them to see the value in adopting it, but I do think it will happen slowly.
And don't you have to have a Lightning wallet to make this work?
On the user side or on the merchant
on the user side?
The user has to use a Lightning enabled wallet. Yeah.
Yeah. Hardly anybody has one of those. How many people in crypto? What percentage of people in crypto you think have one?
Probably
less than 1%. Probably.
I was gonna say that.
I said 2% in my tweet, and I said that was probably overestimated. Somebody said, "Well, the alternative is, think about what happened in Canada. They can freeze your funds." Absolutely, but that's once again, that's what we all in crypto already understand. Like those of us that are hardcore into crypto, we already understand that. This is not like some kind of new, revelation for us, and we're the only people who are going to be using it. So. And can you go back up a little bit on the left? A little bit more. Okay, stop right there. See where it was. Blockchain boy laughed at Ben in Miami. No, he had COVID, so he didn't show up. What a coincidence. Yeah, I had some words for him. Good thing he didn't. That's what it was. Somebody said the difference is with Lightning, you actually have to have the funds. You can't use credit. There's no credit here. How many people are just living on credit cards out there? Everything they spend is on credit cards. You can't do that with this. That's a big, giant chunk of retail. So we'll see what happens. I do think ultimately this is good. Yeah. I just don't like the messaging. That's all. And the confusion of Michael Saylor, don't sell your Bitcoin, and Jack Mallers, here's a great way to spend your Bitcoin. I would never do it, but here you go. I think that most people that watch that probably didn't grasp that you could actually use dollars and still use the Lightning Network, and that's kind of the point. But we'll see what happens. I think it's one of these things that is much to do about nothing. And look, there's a part of me that wants a lot of this stuff to fail because I'm just so sick of the Bitcoin maximalists. I hate them so much. I hate them more than ever after this week for sure. Yeah. So, which by the way, that's none of the people pretty much that attend the conference. That's only the people organizing the conference. They're a joke for sure.
I got a question.
Yep.
What do you think about those two pillows behind your head now? Those are new there. Do you like that?
Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot. We got Cardano and we got XRP. And somebody said, oh, well, you're saying Strike is centralized. Well, XRP is centralized. Well, XRPL is not. But XRP, certainly, yeah, Ripple Labs, centralized company. The difference is they don't try to hide it. They don't say we're some decentralized, mecca utopia. And this is bank to bank. This has nothing to do with you. Bank to bank. This has to do with banks and banks. This is why we swim with the whales. That's why we like XRP. It's not because we want the banks to win. It's because it's bank to bank transactions. You think these are going to stop? This has nothing to do with a user. You're not going to be spending XRP for the actual utility of XRP. Other than the newly created utility that comes from XRPL, like buying NFTs. So with something that is here's the great thing about it. With something like XRP that is centralized to a certain extent, with these bank-to-bank, cross-border transaction payments, the motivation's already there. The motivation is already there. It saves time, resources, hours, and money. It's already there on both sides. You don't have to figure out a way to motivate one of the sides because it's bank-to-bank. Just like if this was user-to-user, we would already understand what the motivation is, right? That makes sense. It's the user to retailer and the retailer trying to motivate the users. This is where the problem comes in with Strike and NCR and the point of sale and everything that's integrated. The Shopify stuff, that's cool. It's 6 extra steps if you want to buy something. But, that's good. Cool Shopify integration. I don't know how many people are going to use it. But Jonathan Anders says, how long is the wait for merch I ordered like 2 weeks ago? I'm not sure. Do you know?
I do. It should be very soon. I do know when we first set up the new website, it wasn't synced to our manufacturer. So that when you guys were placing orders, they weren't actually getting to Takedown, who does our, fulfillment and delivery. So they were back ordered. They realized it about a week or so after we've been getting orders. So they were filling all those last week, I imagine, and they're already in the mail. You should see it anytime. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go and get started here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, of course, 1.45 million subscribers. Don't forget to hit up Frankie Candles. Frankie Candles and DZ and Justin and Brian and JJ, they got recognized a bunch this week, which was fun. you know, kind of mini celebrities there. So Frank's almost at 10,000 subscribers. See if we can get him there pretty soon. Of course, BitBoy Crypto on BitBoy_crypto on Instagram, 452,000 followers. Make sure to check that out. Of course, here we're almost at 830K on Twitter. I was really firing at the Maxies yesterday. I know they certainly love that. I never saw any responses to that. Maybe I should have seen some. I like to generally go and hit up a bunch of tweets and then just don't go and check the comments.
Yeah.
So. Ready to merge. This is our hitmerch.com. If you guys want to check out some of the really cool shirts we got the best merch in crypto, bar none. You want an XRP Army shirt, you can get it. Get a hoodie, Bitcoin jersey. We're all wearing those down at the conference. So make sure to check that out. All right, let's talk about the markets real quick. I got to pull up CoinMarketCap real quick because I know this is why people are here.
Yeah, I Trust Capital did do a lot of advertising down there. I did notice that.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah, got some history there.
Yeah, it's personal. I mean, they advertise on everything. I mean, they're on the radio, they're on TV. You know, they do good stuff, I guess, for their advertising at least. Bitcoin now under $41,000. We're at 40,898, down 4.35%, down 10.5% for the week. Ethereum down 11.8%, $3,000 here. Binance Coin back at 400, XRP back at 70 cents. Wow, what a freaking giant drop there. Solana down 21%, Cardano back at 94. Golly, what a bloodbath.
Yeah.
No point at looking at winners. Steppen is the only one these days. Kyber Network moving up.
Huh.
But let's check out the biggest losers of the day. We got Moonbeam, Thorchain finally having a gigantic retrace. Mina, Theta, Compound, Engine, all over 10% gains. A lot of losers today on the market. I know you guys are really excited about this. Market cap, if you remember before we left, or when I was in Miami, I said it needed to hold. It was at 2.06 trillion. Now we're at 1.874 trillion. So 94 billion, volume staying relatively the same. Bitcoin dominance about the same. ETH dominance about the same. And it is going to cost you 39 Paraguays to send an ETH transaction. There you go, Frankie. Let's come give people the bad news.
Yeah, smash the like.
Make sure to smash the like button, guys. If you like when we bring Frank up, if you like when we don't bring Frank up, if you like whatever, just make sure to smash the like button. Help the channel out. Come on, Frankie, show him.
Yeah, if you like anything, hit the like button.
Do it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Say that again.
If you like things,
yeah,
smash the like button.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys had a good weekend. We obviously had a great time in Miami. Shout out to everybody that came through. There were a couple of Candle Mafia members.
Oh yeah, somebody had a Candle Mafia shirt.
That's right. We had Crypto Billy come on, had a Candle Mafia T-shirt made, and we saw him at one of the clubs. It was awesome. We took a picture. Super cool to meet you guys. So we do have a lot to look at today. You guys are gonna hate me today, but it's okay.
It's not good, guys.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. I'm not ready to just scream full bear yet, but let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. We're gonna start off on the lower time frames first, and then we're gonna go back a little bit. But just let's go to the 2 hour just so we can see kind of what happened while we were in Miami. Now, I hope those who follow me and subscribe to my channel, I hope you guys liked the little market updates that I was doing. We did go live a couple times too, but we did some pre-recorded market updates, and the price hit almost every target. It was kind of like the whole time we were there, I was like, our next level of support is 42. Let's see if we can hold it. And then we didn't hold it. And I was like, next level of support is 41. This white line right here at 41,225. We came right down to it, bounced a little bit. Here on the 2 hour, looks like we just smashed through it, but we did get a little bit of a bounce. But we were able to call that, right? Because on the higher time frames, or the medium time frames, 10 hour, we had a blood diamond, right? 8 hour double blood diamond. So we know these play out pretty decently. So it wasn't too much of a shock to me that we came down this low. And then we were talking about how, we could possibly, if we broke this white box of support right here, how we could work back down to, reach possibly the bottom of this essentially bear flag that we are in right here. Typically a bearish pattern, right? Typically these break down to the downside. So I'm not too shocked to see if we, I do think talking about next levels of support, right? We do have, let's actually go down back to the 1 hour, right? So we broke this white line here at about 41,225, right? And now we are coming up to this fib level right here at about 40,825, right? So below here, you know, if we break these levels, we do have 40K, right? Psychological support that should be somewhat strong. And there's some confluence here, right? So depending on how long this takes to play out, we might just come straight down, or we might move around sideways a little bit. But depending on when that happens, right? We have 40K right here, this red line. And then right below that at about, what is this coming in? About 39,400, we do have the bottom of this bear flag, which may act as support as well. And then right below that, at about 39,000 even, we do have a golden pocket. So this area right here, we do have, some decent support levels. If we break one, we have some decent support underneath with this golden pocket. So these are some of the levels that I'm watching for potential bounces. I will be looking for bullish divergences on Market Cipher B, or if you don't have Market Cipher B, you can use your RSI to find the same bullish divergences. So I will be looking for bullish divergences as we approach these supports. But longer term, let's take a look at some of these higher time frames, because there's some worrying stuff starting to pop up here.
Lovely.
So this is kind of what we're looking at, right? We got red dots on a lot of these daily time frames, the higher daily time frames. So, I was mentioning, in the recent past, how we do have money flow generally coming up on these time frames. We actually did get a green money flow crossover right here on the 5-day, but we are now right back into the red. 4-day, we were coming up. Now we're starting to curve down, still at this point generally coming up, but now that we are curving down, we could see this turn into a bigger red wave. And then, another red dot at the top of the momentum wave here. And just something to note, especially on this 5-day, typically when you have a big anchor wave like this, CryptoFace calls these anchor waves, and then you have a tiny trigger wave like this, sometimes, not 100% of the time, but sometimes you see these tiny little trigger waves close to that zero line play out dramatically to the downside. They do work in the opposite way as well, but in this case, it would be bearish. Sometimes with these little trigger waves, they can play out pretty dramatically. So we want to keep an eye on that. And then, come over to the 3-day, 3-day went into the green, back into the red. 2-day starting to curve down with the money flow, and the daily is now crossed over into the red, right? We were waiting so long for this money flow crossover into the daily, and it started playing out beautifully, and now we are back in the red. But the main thing I really want to point out here, and shout out to Jason Casper, because he actually brought this, up, and this is kind of what brought it to my attention. Let me just get rid of our drawings here just to clean things up a little bit. But if you come to the weekly time frame and you turn on your regular candles,
Can you pull that down just a touch?
yeah. But on your weekly chart, right, with the regular candles, we do have a blood diamond on the weekly. So I actually don't believe this has ever happened before. So really, I would love to back test this and see what these can do, how much they bring you down, but I don't think it's ever happened before.
Can we pull up the Coinbase?
Yes.
Let's pull up the Coinbase chart and let's go back and see how far we can go with that. Because are you on the ByBit chart right now, or Femex?
This is Bitstamp.
That is Bitstamp?
Let's pull up.
Bitstamp should go pretty.
Bitstamp goes back the furthest, actually.
Yeah.
So there's nothing ever?
I could not find a blood.
Wow.
I checked a couple of the charts.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So the good news is, right? If we're gonna, the good news is
What's the good news?
That's humiliating. That's debilitating.
The good news is, this weekly candle just printed recently, right? So we do have 6 days and 9 hours for this to confirm. So this is not confirmed.
That's that's what I was going to say, Frank. Which is, it seems to me that the most likely scenario, if we've never seen one of these before, is that it disappears before the end of the week.
Yeah, and that is totally possible.
And where would Bitcoin have to move to get rid of that blood diamond?
Hard to say. So basically with the weekly chart, right, this happened actually not too long ago where we were watching for the money flow crossover on Market Cipher B, and it has not happened on the Heikinashi candles yet. You can see we're still in the green right here. But when you switch to the regular candles, we are dipping into the red. Now, this happened not too long ago, and everyone's kind of starting to think, oh no, this is it. This is the red money flow crossover on the weekly. Last time this happened, we dropped another 50%, but then it disappeared.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible for this to disappear. We have a lot of time for this to play out. So it might disappear, it might come back, it might disappear, but we're gonna have to wait 6 days and 9 hours to wait for this candle to confirm with this blood diamond. Let's hope it doesn't confirm. But if it does, and we do wind up going into the red on the weekly, it in the past typically does mark a pretty dramatic drop. Last cycle, it marked a 50% drop to the bottom of the bear market, in which case that would have been historically, just going back to that last cycle, that would have been your last best time to get in for this cycle. So that's kind of what I have my eye on. Let me just pull up my regular chart before I hop out of here. Actually, let's get our drawings back.
What kind? Yeah, you had the golden pocket down there on a couple different your drawings. What range is that on the low side?
So yeah, so on now we do have a local golden pocket. Just zoom in a little bit. Actually, let's go to
like 38 or something.
4-hour chart. So we do have a more of a local golden pocket down here, right? This is at about 39,000 even. Now, I'm not really going to be too worried. If we come to the bottom of this bear flag, right, we start bouncing around here, we start playing with this golden pocket. If we break this golden pocket, we do have the 0.786 fib level right here. Now that is coming in at about 36,335 roughly. Now that should act as support. Now this right here, this 786 level at about 36.3 is kind of the level that I'm watching to, if we break this, I think TJ, this is the golden pocket that you were talking about. If we break this, I do think there's a good chance we will work our way, back down to this golden pocket, which is, let me just minimize this and resize a little bit. Now, this golden pocket down here is at those, near those summer lows that we were at after the May dump right here. And, this is at about, the top of this golden pocket is about 29, right? Yeah. And then if you lose that, I do think, right, so I actually wanted to bring this up too. If we do get that weekly money flow crossover, now it's not guaranteed, right, by any means that it's going to play out exactly how they played out in the past. But if we were to see, a 50%, a 50% dump from here, right, we get that weekly money flow crossover into the red, and we come down 50%. 50% brings us right to almost exactly 20K, which, coincidentally is really the lower end of my prediction for the bottom of the bear market. I think I am, I'm a believer in, I think we will retest those previous all-time highs from last cycle. And if we get that money flow crossover, we get a 50% dump like we did last time. Maybe it's a little bit less, right? Because the market's getting more and more mature, so the moves get less volatile. So maybe it's not.
Tyler says you look like his crack dealer.
All right. Well, let's not talk about my side job on that.
Thank you, Frank.
Well, I love the next line. Somebody goes, "Why do you know a crack dealer?"
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Why do you not know a crack dealer? Right? Are you even in crypto? You know what I mean? All right, Frank. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Bing bong. I'll see you next time. Let's delete that blood diamond.
Let's do it.
That's right. Big boy crypto to Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
We got Frankie Candles and Mickey Mantle around here. I tell you what, Jimmy Void. I love that guy.
Yeah, they met him at the conference.
Yeah, man, we love Jimmy. He's a good guy, man.
Got the big Bitcoin tattoo on his stomach.
That is hardcore.
Yeah,
hardcore. Crypto market dropped under 2 trillion as Bitcoin fails to sustain support above 42K. We were just kind of talking about that. Other story about the market, Bitcoin slips under 42K is mounting macro risks, and the dollar strength overshow LFG purchases. So the point is here, the dollar is getting a little bit stronger. And, I want to say this. The stuff Frank is talking about is very important. It's very important. And look, that's why I've been so reserved. I've been so held back in saying, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. I've been telling you guys, still at my best, I felt 55, 45, 60, 40, we were going up at the best. There is a chance, well, I feel like I win either way, because either we're going to see exactly the Bitcoin 4-year cycle play out exactly like I said that it would. We just didn't get to the heights that we thought that we would. Or we're going to get a resurgence and go back up. But I do believe that this ETH merge over the summer is our best opportunity. That's why I don't care where we're scaling at right now. I don't care where we're ranging at. I don't care if we range between, 35 and 42 or whatever. It doesn't mean anything to me. What it matters is this ETH merge over the summer going to change the Bitcoin 4-year cycles? Because Ethereum has the ability to lead the market. We've seen it before. Can Ethereum, if the merge happens on time over the summer, and I made a tweet about this, can this be what sends us up to uncharted territories? And I think it's possible. But if that doesn't do it, here's your good news. You want your good news? Here's your good news. Here's your best news of the day. We're already halfway through the bear market.
There you go.
We're already halfway through. We're already halfway through the bear market. Like, what's our worst case scenario here? We wait another year. I get to do stuff. I got a big trip in September. I'm going to be gone 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Like, I just get to go for 2 weeks. There's going to be nobody watching the channel anyways, so it'll be fun.
That's what I was thinking very similarly, and it's tough. I will say, if you haven't gone through this before, it's brutal, and the bear market feels like it lasts forever.
But we're here with you.
Yeah, we're here every day.
Nobody was here with you in 2018, 2019, except for me. I was still here with you.
We were all here.
We were still here then, and we'll still be there. Somebody said in the comments, they said, if this is what we, if this is what we see, then that means that the 4-year cycles are still intact, and that means everybody's got the chance to get and accumulate near the bottom for a lot of these, a lot of these altcoins, and I think it's really bullish either way. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm past caring at this point.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is it goes much faster the second time around. Like, realizing we're already halfway through it, and being in it every day is great. Researching and learning, and really the stuff you're able to earn in these bear markets is what's going to pay off the most as we get into the next bull market. So I would encourage everybody to stay active, probably now more than ever, because you can actually get through to people. There's a lot less noise. You can find your place in the community and where you can contribute. But there's really not much else to do in the bear market than just put your head down and work, because it's not nearly as much fun as the bull markets.
Look, I still think there's a good chance as ETH merge sends us back up, though. I really do believe that. At least, hey, maybe it will be similar to what we saw in 2019 over the summer with your Bitcoin conference pump, where we went back up to 14K.
I will say this. It's very encouraging to hear how positively politicians have been positioning Bitcoin and crypto recently. Yeah. Ethereum, I think they're starting to see cracks in the bond market, and that whole angle of Ethereum being the kind of bond of the internet. I think that's a narrative that could take hold and really take off in the political circles. So hearing Cynthia Lummis, obviously she's always very positive, but even, was it Warren that kind of changed her tune a little bit over the last week? Said something somewhat positive.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I think during the conference she said somewhat, remotely positive about it.
She let somebody finish.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got to get rid of this one guy. He's really annoying me. Let me do that. Let me get rid of this guy. Yeah. But look, when somebody comes in here and they spam the same comment over and over and over again, you're going to get gone because you're an idiot and you're low IQ. So you might as well go ahead and get joined in with the Bitcoin maxis. So there you go. You did it. You got banned. Good job, sir.
And I was going to say, of those politicians, like if there really truly is a big national push on this stuff, that could get things going again with the ETH merge. And so hearing that positivity, I think, was strong. But otherwise, it really, being at this conference and hearing the announcements that came out of it reminded me of being at a conference in a bear market.
Yes, you can spam I love BitBoy. That's true. I met so many people down at the conference. Was super happy to. If you guys ever see me, that Aaron told me, our vlogger. Well, he upped his title to video producer. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I did hear.
But Aaron said that, there were so many times, because he's always trying to capture people when they come up to me. And he said there's so many times that he had them on camera and he saw them mouth like, and they didn't come up. So if you guys ever want to come talk to me, please, that's the reason why I go to the literally the only reason I go to these conferences, if I'm not speaking, is to meet the community. That's the only reason I go. That's all I care about. I don't care about rubbing shoulders. And of course, I like connecting with some of my old crypto friends too. Those are the only two reasons why I like to go. So yeah, I have no tolerance for simpletons. You're correct. So let's talk about why Bitcoin dipped. I don't necessarily think holy smokes. What happened there? Is that right?
That is, yeah.
Oh, because Frank had to change it. I didn't pull up the separate window.
There you go.
Bitcoin dips as Shanghai stocks fall. So what is going on in Shanghai? Well, a return of lockdowns in the world's second biggest economy is dimming the mood there while China comes under intense criticism for its, some say, impossible zero pandemic policy. If you guys haven't seen what's going on over there, they have locked people in their apartments and they're not letting them leave. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've heard people talk about it. I haven't seen the video, but that is.
I saw the video. I've seen
with the drones and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it was really insane. Shanghai residents protest food shortages. They're having food shortages there. And a lot of people think this is just a play for power from the Chinese government, from the CCP. That there really isn't a food shortage. They're just testing what happens if there is a food shortage. F2 Pool did their usual shenanigans, 6,000 Bitcoin outflows in total during the weekend. One of the reasons it dropped. Well, there you go.
We should get back into looking at some of that stuff.
We should. You are correct. Yeah, we should. Footage posted to Twitter showed people in the lockdown city banging pots on their balconies. In another video, a drone appears to warn residents to cease protesting. Residents struggling with security personnel and hazmat suit and medical staff. Can we be serious over this, over the disease from the pandemic? Like, can we just not? What? There's a new strain that's completely not deadly. We're really scared. You know, my gosh, is that what you want me to say? We're scared. We're terrified of this. Oh my gosh. When does this thing end?
I don't know.
You know what this is? What the Chinese government is doing is they're trying to hold on to the power that they were able to show over their citizens during the pandemic, even when the pandemic is no longer around.
Yep.
And if you don't think they're going to do that in America, then you're not paying attention.
That's government 101. Grant emergency powers, never give them back.
Absolutely. Nearly all of their 26 million residents have been confined at home since last week. 26 million people confined at home. My JD Russell says my brother's in Shanghai has been locked down for over a month. Absolutely insane. So what's going on there is a travesty. And a lot of people are thinking this is having some effect on the market, but we also have the dollar strength index crossing 100. It is the strongest it has been since basically the beginning of the pandemic. You see, going back to May of 2020. Dollar strength index has reached 2-year high, crossing the 100 a day to return to the upper bound. It got all the way down to 89, if I remember. Let's see, is that correct? Yep, 89. You can see right there. Dollar has not stayed at these levels, with the highest being reached 103 in December of 2016. So this is a big thing. I mean, guys, the stronger the dollar is, obviously the weaker Bitcoin is. The stronger Bitcoin is, the weaker the dollar is. That's generally what we see.
Yeah, and I was going to say by relation. So obviously the dollar index shows the buying power of the dollar in relation to other currencies, Bitcoin being included. So generally when that's going down, Bitcoin's going up and vice versa. European
Union now slamming Russian crypto investors with new rules. So supposedly now the Russian investors are not, here it is. The new legislation would prohibit firms from providing Russian nationals or Russia-established entities crypto wallet services if the contents of the wallet exceed 10,000 euro. I think that's euros. 10,000 euros, or about $10,876. So, is this affecting things? Or Russian citizens, being able to, not hold this much from their wallets? Is this affecting the prices? Not really sure. Hey, here's some good news. Guess who just bought a Bored Ape? Tom Brady.
Okay.
I meant to show this earlier.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been 133 ETH on this thing. Let's see. Yeah, 133 ETH on this. It kind of almost looks like a football helmet. I bet that's why he bought it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It's a pilot helmet, but there you go. There's Tom Brady's Bored Ape. So how about that?
There was something else that came out over the weekend too that he announced, something NFT related. I can't remember what it was. I sent it to Justin Williams. Who's been very unimpressed with Tom Brady's NFT involvement. You know, he was saying a lot of the stuff he signs on to, nothing really happens with. So that was interesting. Nothing,
We'll talk. See, a lot of people are talking about XRP. We'll be talking about XRP here in a little bit. I want to tell you an interesting conversation I had with someone about XRP over the weekend. So let's see here. Go back up a little bit over on the YouTube chat.
Did you see this? This is over 200.
Yes, that's what I want to say. Grant Gustafson said, BitBoy, I enjoy the city of towers and gates. How many of you guys watched our BitBoy special documentary on the WEF, the city of towers and gates? If you haven't seen it, you have to go watch it. go look it up on the channel. We got a special little section here. If you go to the channel and you scroll down here to BitBoy Specials, you'll see they're right here at the top, the two that we've done, the two high-level, highly produced documentaries. You have to watch this. So many people are talking about this. If you haven't seen it, you are really missing out. We got plenty more of these BitBoy Specials coming for you guys. This has been a very, very big focus for us as of late. All right, Bitcoin 2022 recap. The morning had Samson Mao, Michael Saylor, Kathy Wood, Diop, and Saifedean talking. Audio visually, the Bitcoin Magazine staff stepped up its game. I do say that the actual conference itself was very
well produced.
Very well produced.
Yeah.
I will say, I will give them credit on that for sure.
That's kind of what I meant, and it felt like a mainstream tech conference. Like it didn't last year. It felt like we were all running around in a parking lot. This year, there was definitely a step up in production.
Yeah. Well, I think the outdoor thing had probably to do with the pandemic last year.
It did.
Yeah.
But it was a big improvement.
Yep, for sure. So Samson Mao we talked about this earlier. There's some zones that will be some autonomous regions, not countries.
I saw a funny tweet about that too. Autonomous zone that nobody's ever heard of starts accepting Bitcoin and the crowd goes wild.
And I also said, last year I told you guys the El Salvador thing was not a big deal.
Right.
I told you it wasn't a big deal. And what happened? The price went down right afterwards. That's not something that's going to move the markets. A lot of these announcements they have, they're macro good for Bitcoin,
Exactly.
but it's not like they're going to be affecting prices.
They're macro impactful, but they're not immediate price impact.
100%.
Yeah.
And I told you guys before, I think it's a travesty that they're trying to convince people in El Salvador to spend Bitcoin. A third world country, hey, make sure you spend this thing that will be more valuable in 4 years.
Right.
And the good thing about that is, or the bad thing about it is, it doesn't take someone in El Salvador having a gigantic amount of money to really live well.
No.
So if you're asking them to spend something that's appreciating, if it appreciates 10 times over the next 8 years, that could be a lot of money for them. So, all right. We had Michael Saylor. I talked a lot about what he said. He spoke about stablecoins over the Lightning Network. Cutting yourself from Lightning is like cutting yourself from the internet. He added, his calls to action were to educate the world on Bitcoin, and you do not sell your Bitcoin, even on the Lightning Network. Let's see. Senegalese programmer Fode Diop talked about Africa's Bitcoin beach moment, talked about how, near the end, he dotted down and said that maybe Bitcoin is not the ultimate answer, but it will do for now. Wow, I don't know how positive the Maxies took that. Let's see. Fiat trap. I mean, we know what Saifedean talks about. He talks about Bitcoin is the standard, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, that was from the conference. We also had panelists identifying gaps and uncertainties in Bitcoin regulation. Let's see here. If there's anything here I want to talk about. We're kind of running behind, so I need to probably speed up here. The discussion focused on three main topics: efforts to root out illicit finance, consumer protections in the cryptocurrency space, and the U.S. positions in the world in regards to crypto regulation. And of course, we had the bull. The meaning of Miami's castrated Bitcoin bull. I'll give you guys the long and the short of it. Francis Suarez, the mayor of Miami, said that the Bitcoin bull does not have balls because it is a Bitcoin steer, because it is open-minded and it does not classify into male or female.
Of course.
Also,
it's going to have to live at a college, so I'm sure that had something to do with it.
Yeah, it's not even Miami. It's not even the University of Miami, is it?
No, it's college. I can't remember. Dade County, or I don't even know this. It was somebody said it, and I was like, oh, I would have thought something bigger. I think it's a big. It'd be like KSU down there. It's a massive school. Right. It's just not a big brand.
Well, the two of the biggest schools in the whole country are UCF, Central Florida, and South Florida. And I think Florida International University is also gigantic. They have so many big colleges in Florida, and it's none of the big names. Central Florida is a pretty big name, UCF. South Florida is a pretty big name, but not nearly as big as University of Miami or University of Florida. But yet they dwarf them in students.
Yeah, that bull was pretty cool.
Bull was awesome.
So
that was probably the coolest thing at the conference was this bull.
For those who don't know, they've got the financial district bull in New York City. Everybody takes pictures with. They were trying to make, a mecha or a mech bull that would represent the Bitcoin bull, which is what was unveiled at the conference there. It is pretty cool. I would have liked to see it match the a true bull, but
I think it's stupid the bull has balls anyways. Like,
Well-
why are we putting anatomical balls on a bull? Like, is that really that necessary? Because look, we got a Ted's Montana grill out here.
Yeah.
And I take my kids to that thing, and they got a big buffalo out in the parking lot they keep. And this thing's balls are gigantic.
Well, that's
of
like
course,
the
my
one-
daughter's like, Daddy, what is that?
That's like the one in New York, and apparently
know?
that's what most people end up taking pictures with, which was part of it too.
It's just not necessary. I don't think it's necessary to put them on there, and you cannot put the balls. It's a robot.
Yeah.
You don't need robot balls, and you don't have to come up with an explanation, to fit gender stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like, we did this because of this. No, we did it because it's a robot. It doesn't have sex. My gosh. It doesn't reproduce. It's a robot.
Dade College is where they put
Yeah,
it.
Day College. I think, honestly, like, the whole thing is, I think that what they did is they just created it, and then afterwards somebody said, oh, there's no balls on it. And so then they came up with this reason. Well, it's because it's gender inclusive. Shut up. I'm so sick of this stuff, man. Where's Tom McDonald when you need him?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Welcome to 2022.
I'm the anti-woke crypto YouTuber. Hey, that. I'm tired of this stuff.
I don't know. I think that's half of crypto YouTube.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us.
Yeah.
All right, Elon Musk, Doge payment for Twitter Blue, shelter for the homeless, and no to the Twitter board. Let's see here. His spate of improvements on Twitter's membership service, the Twitter Blue, includes a price reduction, elimination of advertisements, and the addition of Dogecoin as a payment method, of course.
Of course.
Price should probably be $2 a month. He says no advertisements there. But the big thing I want to talk about is he said no to the Twitter board. A lot of people think he's going to be making big changes to Twitter. Well, he says he declined to be part of the Twitter board of directors. He will not join the Twitter board of directors on April 11th. Company initially announced his appointment to the board, but he declined. Rumors about his rejection from the board have already begun to circulate. One responder stated that the board participation would limit his holding to approximately 15%, implying that he may be interested in increasing his stake in the company. So the rumor was that he was going to try to reinstate Trump. That's what some people are saying. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the rumor. Apparently, just since he has taken this over, this 10% share, they've been, or 9%, whatever it is, they've been adding accounts back that have been banned for a long time, supposedly some of them. So
it's interesting. But what do you think? You think there's a chance he wants more than get up to that 15%?
Why would he not want to run it? Why would he not want to own it? Why would he not?
It's just a big investment.
It's a big investment, but you can already see by the stuff. Look, if I were in charge of Twitter, this thing would be profitable in 2 weeks. It is not hard to make Twitter profitable. You introduce microtransactions to tweet where you got an account of $10 and that will last you like a month or something like that in tweets. And you're able to actually like control the spam that, no longer now can people spam comments on there. Only people that are making those microtransactions can do it. And then you introduce a Twitter token. My gosh, we would have this thing profitable in 2 weeks. That's how idiotic the people that run Twitter are, including Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey's made all his money with Square, so he didn't care. I know he's not in charge of it anymore. He left it. But Jack Dorsey's one of the worst businessmen in history. The fact that you have this gigantic social media company that runs media, basically, and you can't make it profitable? What an idiot. It's not hard. The problem is they're too trapped in wokeness to be able to make it a profitable company. So I think I could do it very quick. Elon Musk could do it very quick. Like, what kind of opportunity would that be if you said, oh, I could be the majority owner of Twitter? You couldn't make it profitable, TJ?
No, I mean, I think we could.
Easy.
For sure. It's just, how much was he paid $2 billion for 9%? So it's going to be billions and billions more. I mean, I guess he's got plenty of billions to go around. But
it's like a store of value,
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. So you think he
will?
will?
John Contreras says Elon will not reinstate Trump. He's on the other side. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just telling you what the rumor is. I'm not saying he would or he would not do it. I'm just saying that was the rumor a lot of people were saying.
So do you think his passing on the board seat has something to do with maybe wanting more? Or you think he's just doesn't really want to get.
Here's the real question: did he pass on it, or did they tell him he couldn't come?
I think they just said
That's what it said.
they.
Well, what's
passed.
reality?
And the first thing I thought when I heard about that is there rules about conflict of interest when you sit on multiple boards, you know, like from Tesla and SpaceX and some of these other boards that he probably sits on. Maybe he can't also sit on the Twitter board. I don't know.
Possibly. I think he just, here's what I think. I think he hates boards. I think he probably like.
I could see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, a board meeting? No thanks. I don't want to add that to my schedule. Like, I could see that being the answer, honestly. Yeah. So, all right, we got Punjab Congress Twitter account hacked. There's a guy from India. Hundreds of NFT linked tweets went out immediately when it was hacked. So is this a new scam we're going to see? People trying to push NFTs through hacking Twitter accounts. Axie Infinity sees no signs of buyers. His AXS price tumbles 30% in 2 weeks. Now, let's go see what this is sitting at here on CoinMarketCap. Because I'm pretty sure I told you guys a gigantic dip for Axie Infinity was coming based on that Ronin. I said anything under $50 would be a heck of a steal. It's in at $45 right now. I'm not saying I would buy it right now. A large part of this drop, if you look at the 1 month, is because of that hack. That's the move down here. But at the same time, the issue is that the market seems to be heading down right now too. So at that point when things were going up, I said under $50 would be a steal. But now with the market pushing against, I mean, we can see this thing drop, who knows, down to $35 here in the short term. So
yeah, and that's something we were talking, I think when Forrest was here, about the kind of economics, because we were talking about stepping and some of these play to earn kind of games.
TokenMetrics love stepping. They want to come on our channel and talk about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's just interesting looking at these played, and it was something Stash, Justin Williams, and I were chatting about at the conference about. We still haven't really found the market or the market equilibrium for what play to earn games are really worth. Like, how much is the fun factor really worth? Would you rather play something more fun where you earn $8 a day, or something that feels like a job where you earn $180 a day? You know, what's more important? And right now we're still trying to figure that out.
When was Forrest here?
Last week, right before we left, right?
Oh, did you say he was here?
He was here.
Yeah, Forrest was here last week. He met with us, or before the conference.
Weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, before the conference. So it was a Friday before the conference. Somebody said Elon is great at buying things and passing it off as his. So, maybe people will remember him as the Twitter CEO before it's over. Or the Twitter founder. I'm sure probably he would love that. But I'll tell you, if he wants to get, you guys know he spends a lot of time at night thinking about where he is at on my likability scale. And I don't like Elon Musk. I haven't. And, if he wants to get back in my good graces, fix Twitter. There it is. Fix Twitter. Get rid of the spammers. I could get rid of spammer and troll accounts in 1 hour with their CTO. 1 hour I could get rid of them. It's just a matter of caring and want to. If he could get rid of that, and if he could introduce these microtransactions, or he could help them create a token, then, he may have a path back to likability. It's going to be a long, hard road for him, though, because I really don't like him at all. And people hate that I don't like him.
Yeah.
They hate that I do not like Elon Musk, and I think that he's, he passes himself off to be something he's not. But we'll see. I said I would not bring Elon on the show. Somebody said bring him on the show. I would not bring him on. I won't have him or Zuck on, ever. But, like I said, look, there could be a path. There could be a path. And you guys know he does spend every night, from what I'm told.
Oh, did you guys talk about
whether I like him or not?
Zuck Bucks and all that last week?
Yeah. What a joke that is.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Well, I think that's the box, that's the corner they painted themselves into, is they can only do like Zuck Bucks. They can't do a token.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, that's going to be interesting to see. I think that this could actually be the beginning of the end for them with this. If that's the direction that they go, it's not interoperable with anything else. You got to use these internal Zuck Bucks. It's basically a fancy version of Fortnite.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right. Okay. Somebody said, a lot of people do not like you. Yeah. I designed it that way. You know what? When everybody loved me, you know how this channel did? It did awful. So you know what? Half the people hate me, half of them love me. Half of them are wrong. Which ones? I
Well,
don't know.
hey, there's still more people that love you, even if it's only a half now compared to all of them before.
I'm very low. You don't see picture lines for other people at the conference. Just telling you. You don't see that. So, all right. Actually, and I love the people. I love taking pictures with people. That's probably why, because other people are douches. They don't like to do it. I like to meet my community. Axie Infinity sees no signs of buyers as AXS price tumbles 30% in 2 weeks after losing $625 million to a hacking incident. But here's what the people are saying about Axie Infinity. They're basically saying people don't like the game.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like the game. The Axie Infinity is ready to play the long game, but a lot of people are leaving. They are getting to a point where they're not, somebody said it in the chat over here. They said that let me get a check on that Bitcoin price real quick. But they said that the new version of the game is not fun. They said they don't like it, and that's why people are leaving. So we'll have to see what happens with there. Okay, all right. Somebody said it pierced into the 30,000s, but it didn't. It's still at 40,700. All right, moving on here. Luna Foundation Treasury holds almost 40,000 BTC after a weekend purchase. The Luna Foundation Guard, that's the LFG, bought that was referenced earlier in the story. Bought $173 million worth of Bitcoin over the weekend, but Bitcoin is down 2%. The Luna Foundation Guard, the treasury that backs the Terra USD algorithmic stablecoin, added $173 million. Now has almost 40,000 BTC in its wallet, worth $1.67 billion. During the past week, LFG has made a series of asset buys. We did talk about last week how they purchased $200 million of AVAX. Do Kwon previously said the foundation plans to acquire $10 billion worth. And then we had several crypto analysts create, I think that's supposed to say Luna Exposed. Luna Exposed video. That's the big thing. You put exposed in a video, you get clicks on it.
I think it's
We've definitely never been guilty of that.
exposés.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Expose is supposed to have
A little
an accent.
tilde or whatever. Yeah.
A what?
What do you call it? Tilde is, I guess, the little
A
squiggly.
tilde?
No, tilde.
It's a tilde.
Tilde.
It's a tilde, Hannah. Yeah. Thanks for coming in, Hannah. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. The ninth largest crypto by market cap is coming under fire under this weekend. As two relatively unknown until they said this analyst released an expose on the Luna UST peg, created DeFi made here in Jack Neewald. Created 2 Twitter threads and managed to get the attention of Do Kwon himself. Unfortunately, the threads appear to have gotten under the skin of Master of Stablecoin, who replied to almost every tweet in the thread. And wow, that's a lot of time.
I have noticed he goes through and responds to a lot of people.
So, who are these two analysts? Do you think he's got people to do it for him?
No, I think it's him.
Yeah, I think it probably is. That's like Altcoin Daily. Like, I don't know how they do so many tweets and respond to so much. They respond to all their comments on YouTube. It's literally just them. They don't have anybody that helps them with anything.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It is impressive. I guess, if you
hard
have a clone
workers.
of yourself, it's pretty easy.
Easier, at least 50%.
Or do they take turns like every other day? We saw both Austin and Aaron while we were down there. We love them. They're great guys.
They are awesome.
And Kate. We like Kate too. Let's see. So who are these two analysts? DeFi Made Here appears to be an educational Twitter account focusing on DeFi strategies, tutorials, and project reviews. Account is anonymous and has no external links. On April 7th, he made a 26-part tweet with a lead image that suggested the USD stablecoin Terra is like plugging an extension lead into itself and expecting to get power.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. I mean, you could apply this meme to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The thread goes on to ask questions as to whether Luna is truly decentralized. Seems to be something that caught the attention of Jack Neewald, an email outreach coordinator from the U.S. who started DeFi newsletter 5 months ago, called the Crypto Pragmatist. Is this thread that got the attention of Do Kwon, most likely due to the first statement? I'm here to talk about some of the other sketchy-ish the team has done on their way to becoming the 8th largest crypto. We'll go from bad to worse. I mean, you could do this with any crypto project.
Yep.
So, but the fact that he responded to this is why we don't respond. You guys know, like, people say all kinds of stuff about me. Like, that goes back to half the people hate me, half of them love me. But the fact is, we don't respond to stuff like this because you give it credibility when you respond to it. You're basically saying, I need to defend myself here. There's something here. That's why we don't do it, because we don't have to defend ourselves on anything, because we know the quality and integrity that we do everything on this channel. So the fact that Do Kwon feels the need to go respond to this, he's made these guys famous over the weekend.
Yep.
I'll never forget, there's a guy on Twitter that I attacked on a YouTube video. And I said something about him. And his daily number of followers, he was adding about 900 per day. The day that I mentioned him, he went up to 3,000 a day. He was adding after that. You give credibility to these people. You give them what they're looking for. And I refuse to let people chase my clout. And Do Kwon allowed him to chase his clout this weekend. I wish you wouldn't have responded to this stuff. So,
we should have.
Is there a pick of the Lego wall? You mentioned by Ragsy.
You have a pick, right? But we should have taken
by 100. It was 10 by 10.
We should have taken one with the three of us in front of it.
Yeah, we should have. There were several of it. Let me do this real quick. Let's see. Here it is. Actually, yeah, I can fix this right now.
You post it.
Lego wall. Lego wall at Bitcoin 2022 conference, sponsored by yours truly. Let's see. Wow, built by. Let's see if she's on Instagram. Built by Ragsy.
She is. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I put Tagsy. Ragsy.
This is
She's a little bit taller in real life than I thought she was. People are never the height that you think they are.
Nope.
Crypto Mason is huge.
Yeah, he is
gigantic. He's got to be 6'6" at least, right?
Yeah, probably. He's definitely over 6'4".
I think he's 6'6". That's my guess. We'll let him. He's going to come on the show. I love him. He's awesome.
I'd put him close to 6'4", though.
Close to 6'4"?
Yeah. I could see him being like 6'5", 6'6".
Well, you know, Drew is 6'5", and I feel like he's taller than Drew.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He could be. He's tall. And he also looks tall. Like he's just tall and skinny. He's not skinny, but
here we go.
He's lean.
I did it. I made it happen for y'all.
There you go.
There you go. Dad jokes for the win. We posted it here. There it is. There's the Lego wall.
How many pieces?
It was really cool. Somebody stole her little figure of herself.
No.
Yeah, it was under this little thing right here. Was a little like flap.
It's like her signature or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they made her take it off.
It was cool.
Or either somebody stole it.
Somebody probably snagged it. Mason 6'2", 6'3".
No, he's definitely taller than that.
Yeah, I think he is.
He's definitely taller than that. He's gigantic. I was looking up at him.
Yeah, he's tall.
I think he's taller than 6'4". I mean, look, when somebody gets above 6'4", like what's the difference? Crypto Crow is 7 feet tall.
Yeah. There's 6'4", 6'6", and then it just pretty much like over that, everybody just says you're 7 foot.
Yeah.
But he legitimately is 7 foot.
Is. Legitimately 7 foot.
Justin Williams it was funny listening to Justin Williams talk about Crypto Crow and how big he was and the fact that he had to look up to Crow. It's like, yeah, I don't like it. Kind of pissed me off.
Yeah. Well, you feel like a little boy. Yeah. You feel like a child.
And Justin Williams isn't used to looking up at anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like a child. Like Tom Schultz is another guy who's like 6'11", who's in crypto. I haven't seen him in years, but he's another one. Like you're talking to him and you're like, bro, I got to get on a step. Do you mind?
Because it's so loud that you have to
hear him.
Be up in their ear. So you feel like you said, you need a box to stand on. We should have brought your box.
Yeah. All right. Ethereum mining. Ethereum mining reserve passes Bitcoin again in March 2022. March is proved to be an arduous month for Bitcoin miners. According to Being Crypto Research, miners were able to generate 1.21 billion. And so much as the figure seems low when you consider the demand for Bitcoin, the total mining revenue for Bitcoin was up from February of 2022. The total revenue for March increased by 14% to around 150 million. Ethereum continues to outpace Bitcoin mining. They generated 1.34 billion. So good news for Ethereum on the way up. Ethereum plunged to 2,500 by June, according to Arthur Hayes. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be, didn't Crypto Crow scam some people? No, Crypto Crow did not scam some people. Years and years ago, he had a GoFundMe for a physical board game. Had nothing to do with crypto. And for whatever reason, it never launched. I don't even remember. There was a reason for it. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't even a lot of money. So that's what people pointed out was years and years and years ago. And it was a physical board game. It had to do with like some kind of Warhammer. Is that a game?
Yep.
Something like that. So anyways, he's a good guy. He's a good quality human being with a heart of gold. I love Crypto Crow to death.
Great. Knows tons about Cardano too. You want to learn about
He's a Cardano guy for sure. So look, when you get on this side of things, you know who the good and bad people are. And he's definitely one of the good people. So
Yes.
Ethereum to plunge 2,500 by June, according to Arthur Hayes. That would be good. My brother, sold all his ETH at $2,600. He sold all of it. He had like 17 and a half. He sold all of his ETH at $2,600. And he's been killing himself. He's been like so upset about it ever since. So if it gets back down to 2,500, he'll probably buy back in. That'll be good. Even wait, like he just doesn't know when the time to buy back in is.
Why
It's
does
hard
it
to
say by the end of June? I'm just curious.
Well, I think, let's see. He expects Bitcoin to test 30,000.
Well, then that makes sense.
I mean, imagine Bitcoin going down to 30,000 and Ethereum staying at 2,500.
That would be.
When last time Bitcoin was down there, it was like 1,700.
Yeah, that's a legitimate case, I guess. If Bitcoin crashes, Ethereum holds due to the merge hits,
You know what we need to do? We need to do a video where we look at exactly, like, if we are following the 4-year cycle, like points
Where
we should be looking at and where the price should be around those times.
Yeah, we should.
That'd be a great video. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. So anyways, that's what's going on. I want to talk about Ripple. Somebody asked me a question. Another influencer over this weekend. He pulled me close, he didn't hold me, but he pulled me close.
Sweet caress.
He said, bro, why did you switch over to XRP Army? He said, it's for the views, right? Like you did it because like it's a big community, like you grow and like, but that's why you did it, right? Like, no, like guys, do you know me? I don't know how to be fake like that. I don't know how to pull people in for an angle, okay? All I know how to do is be honest and authentic. Too much. I'm too honest. That's a big problem I have. No, that is not why I moved over to the XRP Army. I moved over because it finally hit me that this is happening. Like once I started seeing what RippleNet is doing and that the big talking point that people use for years and years and years was, oh, it's not, you don't have to use XRP and you can still use the user interface. That's changing. That's not going to be true. You're going to have to use XRP to work with the software. They changed all the products with Ripple. And then once the SEC went after them, it galvanized the crypto community to remember, who are the bad guys? Who are the bad guys here? The bad guys are the SEC. They're the corrupt people. They're the ones more corruption than ever, as we're seeing with ETH right now. But the fact is, I did it because I had an epiphany. It wasn't because I was like, guys, we were at the top of the world at that time. I didn't need to bring anybody else in this community. We were crushing it. We still crush it compared to a lot of the other channels out there. But the fact is, I did it because I had this epiphany of where all this is going, and I was excited by it. And so that's why I've been pushing this narrative. And somebody said, oh, well, Strike is doing this. Like, doesn't that negate the need for XRP? No, the banks are not going to use the Lightning Network. The banks are going to use, because here's what you have to understand.
The Lightning Network couldn't put through that kind of volume.
It couldn't put that kind of volume, but you have to understand the archaic technology that banks use. Ripple is upgrading the entire thing, the entire user interface they're going to use. You couldn't just integrate the Lightning Network with the Swift network. You can't just integrate the Lightning Network between banks. All the trouble Jack Mallers had to go through to get Cash App to work with a Lightning wallet, like we would be 20 years away from them being able to do that. With RippleNet, with XRP, it's going to be done like that. As soon as this switch starts coming in, it's going to be working. And people are saying, about the motivation. This is the big difference. The banks already have the motivation. Bank to bank, motivation is there to use it. Customer to retailer, the retailer has got to motivate the shopper, the consumer. That's where we're going to have the disconnect. That's why this is going to take years and years and years to have a big effect. XRP, this happens like that. As soon as this case is over, you wait and see how fast things are going to move. So I just want to tell you guys that, like, to the XRP community, this is not a play for me. Like, we're in this. And if we haven't proven that by now, then you just wait a few months. It's going to really be evident. So Ripple is seen as leading remittance provider and Association of Southeast Nations report. We know that Ripple is moving big in the APAC region. This is the ASEAN. What does that stand for? It's probably in the title. The Southeast Asian Nations, Association of Southeast Asian. I guess it's just part of the APAC region, but it's a specific group there. Recent report, financial technology and inclusion in Ashan Out of Cambridge, specifically associates remittance with poverty reduction and specifically cites Ripple as the most notable fintech, along with Neum, also a Ripple partner. Then we got this SEC official had conflict of interest. No way. In Ripple and XRP lawsuit. So a lot of people are still asking me. I know we had John Deaton on talking about ETHgate. I mean, it does look like there's more to this than first I was acknowledging.
Yeah, but at least we agreed it should be called SEC Gate. Because it really is SEC that ones we're looking at.
The Ethereum Alliance is a centralized alliance of entities that are building on the Ethereum blockchain. Once again, it is not Ethereum itself. This is not Vitalik. Joseph Lubin, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, may be involved in all this. So, was this, what people are saying is the SEC has weaponized this lawsuit against XRP, but I just have a hard time finding the connection between Ethereum and XRP. They're not related. They don't do the same thing. Was this to maybe have Ethereum get a lead on price on XRP? I don't know, to be honest with you guys. But what I do know is that this does not have anything to do with actual Ethereum. Ethereum is a decentralized protocol. The Ethereum Alliance, it looks like there could be some really dirty players in this. According to the organization's interpretation of the emails, SEC officials had warned Hinman about a conflict of interest of his ties to Simpson Thatcher, which of course is in the Ethereum Alliance. Is a law firm that promoted Ethereum through an organization called the EEA, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and became Hinman's employer following the filing of the lawsuit. The SEC Ethics Office cautioned former SEC official William Hinman that he had a direct financial interest in Simpson Thatcher. And by the way, guys, if you guys are throwing up the X, make sure to do that in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button if you are in the XRP Army. The ethics office explicitly told Hinman, per the documents, to not be in contact with Simpson Thatcher for any reason. However, he met with Josh Bonney, a partner at Simpson Thatcher, at least 3 times after that warning. Wow. It's big stuff. He also met with co-founders and investors of Ethereum ahead of a market-moving speech he gave in 2018, declaring the digital asset Ether to not be a security. I mean, I guess that's the motivation, is to say Ethereum is not a security. So once again, wouldn't be specifically at XRP, but more pro-Ethereum. Despite Simpson Thatcher's participation in the EA, which is dedicated to promoting the commercial use of Ethereum, one of the emails found in the document says, Bill Hinman, it occurs to us that you have a full financial conflict with your old firm, not just an impartiality one. Hence, you should not be having any meetings with your old firm, even group meetings. So we're continuing to watch this. We'll probably have John Deaton on again in the future. I mean, this is absolutely insane what we're watching unfold. The key thing will be, are we going to see some of this stuff move over to, the actual SEC investigation? Will stuff that John Deaton isn't covering in all these emails make it over to the actual SEC case with XRP? If it does, that will be groundbreaking news. Somebody says digital asset investor exposed this years ago. Apparently, he lives really close to us. He's in Georgia, somebody said. So, I didn't dox him. I don't know. Yeah, it's a big state.
Apparently
he's in Georgia. He's not doxed. So
all hearsay.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
So all right, let's move on to Q&A. We got like 2 minutes for Q&A.
Okay. Drop your guys if you have any questions. Drop it in the chat. First 2 pretty similar about extended cycles. What's your opinion on extended cycles now? You still feeling 60-40, 70-30 no, still 50-50? Where are you landing?
I have not changed. I'd say 55-45 still. I'm trying to give myself some outs here because, like I've said, I have not said this year that I know where things are going at all. I've actually said the opposite. I don't know where things are going. I'm just like you guys are, trying to follow the signs, follow the clues. We've gotten away from just having people tell us stuff, and we've gotten back to what we do best on this channel, which is interpret what's going on, and we can only tell you what we think. And so, to me, I still think the ETH merge can push us up. That's why I lean more towards the 55-45. But I would tell you this. If this blood diamond on the weekly prints, we could be heading towards new lows, and that would be very concerning. So this is a very critical week, probably the most pivotal week of the entire year, in my opinion, for the price of Bitcoin. I hope he's right.
Yeah, so does he.
Did you talk to him about it while you were at the party?
Yeah, I did briefly.
He's just not super confident. I would say.
You know, like I think he, you know, he's a statistics guy, right?
Yeah.
So the numbers are what the numbers are. He's just displaying them and interpreting them. But yeah, until we see it play out, nobody really knows. You know, I think the way the conversation basically wrapped up is your guess is as good as mine, you know, at this point, because kind of like what you were just saying, he's just looking at the data and trying to interpret it the best way he knows too. You know, so I think we all hope we go back up this summer, but if not, you know, we're probably back in those traditional cycles. So I think that's why it makes sense for us to dig back into those, you know, look at the timeline of where we would be. And, you know, if things topped out here, where's, you know, if we're doing diminishing returns and diminishing drawdowns, that'd be an interesting thing to look at too. So say we draw back 70% from all-time high instead of 80 or 85.
Yeah, diminishing drawdowns. I want to come up with that theory.
Yeah, let's do it.
Diminishing drawdowns. I came up with it. I love it.
All right. So
we got time for one more, maybe.
one.
Do you have one?
Not necessarily.
I gotta go. I got ballroom dancing lessons with the wife.
Ooh, well, that'll be fun.
We're gonna record tonight's video, and that's it. Thank you guys so much. I'm glad to be back in the studio. I'll be here Monday through Thursday. I'm going Thursday afternoon. I'm leaving. I'm going to Cherokee for the World Series of Poker Circuit main event. I will be in Cherokee until hopefully Monday. Like hopefully, if I make it to the final day, if I make it to the final table, then I'll be playing on Monday. If not, I'll be back Monday morning. But either way, I'm going to be doing the video on Monday, either via phone or via here in the studio. So let you guys know about that. And then I'll be gone on Tuesday also. So the week after that, we're going to Sacramento for a big sit down with the leader of the California state government.
Car giveaway winner announcement we're going to do tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
correct?
perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all we got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.